On the back of this chair that I'm sitting on, you'll see all these clothes that were out drying on the veranda just a few minutes ago. And I rushed out there and I grabbed them and I brought them back in. Not because it was raining, but because I heard a sound. The sound of the fogger machine. And that's the machine that is used to spray this insecticide that is very necessary to kill mosquitoes in Bangladesh. And it is a welcome sound. It is a very unwelcome smell because it smells really bad, and I'm sure it's quite bad for your lungs as well. But it kills mosquitoes, or at least I hope it does. It's supposed to. And why is that important? Because we are dealing with another epidemic. Coronavirus might grab all the headlines, but there's another one that's been going on in Bangladesh since 2002, and that is dengue. I don't know whether it's pronounced dengue or dengue or dengue, so I'm just going with the local pronunciation, which is dengue. So anyway, in 2002, my mother got dengue. 2 days later, I got it, and on the third day, my father had it. When it was just my mother and me, we were being treated at home by the government doctors. But when it was all three of us, we were shifted to a clinic where I spent at least a couple of weeks, and I have very little recollection of that time. I heard from people that they came, they visited me, they brought fruits, and apparently they chatted with me, and I don't remember any of that. And I believe that's because that is one of the defense mechanisms that the brain uses so that you don't remember trauma or hurt or really bad experiences. And dengue certainly was extremely painful. It was, I can only tell you what it was from the literature because, as I said, I don't remember it at the time. I do remember being very fatigued and it taking me a long time to recover from it afterwards. So I'm really afraid of dengue, having had it, but also because what we had was dengue classical fever, DCF. And the second time you get it, it's worse. You get what is known as dengue hemorrhagic fever. And that's when you bleed from everywhere. You get internal bleeding and you basically bleed out and you die. I've seen people bleed from their eyes and nose as well, and it's not a pretty sight. So when these guys come around, I'm quite happy that at least the mosquito population is being controlled, or at least that we're making an attempt to do that, because dengue is something that is also worth fearing. And as I said, there's an epidemic going on right now. And this is something, let me expand on that I believe that we as a society, and maybe the government is to blame here, that we let dengue spread to the entire country. For many years, for over a decade, into the mid-teens, 2015, 16, definitely, dengue was mostly a city problem. It was mostly a Dhaka problem. But around 2017, 18, that's when I first started hearing about it being out in the countryside, out in the villages. So I feel sad about them. I feel sad that we let this illness get there as well.